Yo, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you what's in my gear bag for IRL live streaming on Twitch. Let's get right into it. So first things first, I want to start off with the camera here. So the main camera that I'm using for live streaming is the Sony Action FDR X3000. This is the 4K version of the camera. Now it is a discontinued model. You can usually find these on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. Usually you got to be looking around at these sites, making sure, you know, if you can find a good deal or a good listing within your price range. Now a few accessories that I do have on the camera here, besides the media cables that are connected to my Jetson Nano over here, is I have this cable lock here that keeps all the cables nice and tight, because from time to time while you're, you know, out and about and live streaming, if these are like jostling around just the littlest amount, it could throw your entire video feed off, and it can make it like not as enjoyable to watch for most of the viewers. Be sure you buy something that'll hold these cables down nice and secure so that they don't move at all and they have a clean video feed. Now something else you might want to use on the camera here is the Condor Blue quick release. Now this is a great item because this hooks up to the bottom of your camera with the use of a Allen key screw, and it has this tab right here, switches right over to lock your cameras into place. So you pull the tab open, you slide the top piece onto the bottom piece, and it locks right in. Really great product to use if you want to mount your camera onto multiple surfaces. Now I want to move back to these two cables back here. So this is used for HDMI and this one's used for micro USB. These pass through down here to this braided cable here. Now this braided cable keeps all of your cables sleeved up nice and protected. And if we come over here to my Jetson Nano, you'll see here that the cables come up and it hooks up to the Elgato Cam Link. Now this gives out a HDMI video feed to your Jetson Nano, which we'll talk about here in a second. It uses USB 3.0 right here, and it outputs your video feed from your camera right here. For the micro USB to power the camera, I just take one of these batteries like so, and I just plug them right into the USB port right there. Now what's holding all of this together is the grid organizer here. You can usually find these on Amazon for about like $15 to $20, depending on how much stuff you decide to put on it. This thing is nice because you can just take one of these bands and throw just about anything under there, and it keeps it nice and tight. So I use my my Jetson Nano here, use two of these bands, and it keeps it nice and sturdy. It doesn't move around while I'm out and about live streaming. The Jetson Nano, so this is a HDMI media encoder. All the ports that you need back here hooked up via USB 3.0 right here, and then you got two USB 2.0s as well as an HDMI, and then it gets powered through a USB Type-C cable that comes out, and then I also just throw into one of these battery packs. This is also another one of those items that are discontinued, so finding these might be a little bit harder, but there are other options out on Amazon that you can use that will work the same way as the Jetson Nano here. Moving on to my cellular connections here, I'm using Nighthawk M6 as well as a Nighthawk M1 currently. You can find one of these Nighthawk M1s on Amazon pretty easily. It uses a 4G LTE connection. It's definitely a good pick if you want to get started with that, but it depends with data connections within your country or region. Now the bag that I do use is a pretty generic bag I found off of Amazon. It's just a regular mesh bag here. It lets the air pass through, keeps everything nice and cool while I'm out and about. I'll be sure to have a link for that one as well. No less than $20, $25. It's not too heavy when I'm carrying it around. It's definitely a good pick. Now a few of the accessories that I do have on my backpack straps here is the JBL Clip 4, which is used for text-to-speech, as well if I just want to play music while walking around. And over here I have my Stuntman backpack strap mount. Now this threaded cable mount is sold separately to this backpack strap mount, but they are from the same brand. But I use this to get a different angle while walking around, so it appears as if you guys are on my shoulders. And if I don't want the camera to be on my shoulder mount here, I have this tripod selfie stick from Joby here, and this also uses a Condor Blue quick release. It's very nice to use if you want to hold it out in front of you and walk about with that. Also, it comes with this tripod piece that extends out here and just kind of stands out like this. So if you're at like a restaurant, or if you're sitting down somewhere, if I want to have chat on my phone here, I will use this pole mount for your phone. Just hooks right onto my selfie stick here or wherever I decide to use it. You could also use this on a bike. Now another item you'll see here is something that a lot of people use. This is a VOP fitness armband. This just goes onto your wrist here, either wrist, whether you're left-handed or right-handed. But it's another easy way to see chat here. Now the chat app that I'm using is called Real-Time Chat. And the way you'll be able to hear text-to-speech is through this setting up here.
Text-to-speech enabled. Text-to-speech disabled.
And you can also see who's in your chat here, as well as your configured audio widgets. Also, for any streams that I do in my car, I use this Joby suction cup mount, and I just place it right on the side of my windshield here. It locks in place and it keeps the camera nice and steady on any glass surfaces. It also has this arm that you can move around, just like the tripods that they have. So this is what it might look like while I'm driving live on Twitch. I've got both of my phones set up here, and then I've also got a laptop just to check to see how well my stream's doing, what my connection looks like, and just looking at the overall quality while I'm out and about. Now I'm also using TeamViewer as a program to remote in and check everything out on my home PC. Let's cut back to the main setup. Now you might be asking yourself, how necessarily does this all work? How does this come together? How does this get configured? Well, allow me to show you what I do to get set up and ready, and what programs I use to get the live stream up and running. Now what I'm using to remotely connect to my OBS is a virtual machine loaded up with Ubuntu, and that's also hooked up to a program called NoObs. This connects to my OBS and it automatically switches through my scenes on OBS. So I'm offline right now, nothing's going through or out. So if I click on one of these scenes, it's gonna automatically just bounce right back to whatever I have it set to. And just to clarify, that is a locally hosted system, so it comes right through my PC and nothing else virtually. Alright, so when I want to go and hook all this up, I'll first plug in the cam link on the 3.0 connection, and then I'll throw in my modems here, and then plug in the USB for said modems. And I'll throw one of my batteries in here, and then plug one end to the battery pack, and then the other end into the Nano. And then I'm also going to connect this modem here with this Ethernet cable. I'm gonna flick this guy on. So now that I've got my two connections plugged in, I will pull up my BellaBox web UI here. This Jetson Nano right here is running the BellaBox program, and that gets hooked up to this back-end endpoint server to where I can display both of my connections here and see how well they're doing while I'm live streaming. With everything all powered up and ready to go, so I'm gonna hit start here on my Bella. And as you can see there, it's going to automatically switch the scenes for me. There I am. Hey guys. And with that being said, that's going to be all the gear that I use within my IRL live streams. Again, all of the links for all of the items that I showed here today will be down in the link below. Also, if you thought this video was helpful, do like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces, boys.